Alright, we are live. So, you guys may want an explanation for where I've been the last few days. Well basically, we had some very, very bad windstorms. Like, the last few days. Well, it was technically 1 to 2 days, but we had winds in our area of up to 70 miles an hour. We've had trees fall down, power lines fall down, some people's cars got crushed. We were out of power at our house for over 2 days. It was insane, and work today was kind of miserable because we had to deal with the impact of it. But yeah, it was a mess. So yep, because of how nature ends out, I was not able to keep up the daily streams. RIP. I'll think of a way to make up for it. Anyway, everything's all good now. We got power back. And if you're asking, no, none of our cars were crushed. But yeah, the previous random Pokemon we did was Ekans in Y2 Challenge Mode, and it did surprisingly well. For example, if we take a look at the leaderboard... Did you guys... Oh, whoops. That was a leftover screenshot from something else. I was planning a backport. But anyway. Yeah, right here. 22nd place. Very bad. I did expect it to be like 10 minutes. Not 10 minutes. I expected this to get like a 245. Maybe with proper planning it could get a 245. But to be fair, it is an Ekans we're talking about. We weren't expecting anything great, but the move Coil definitely held it up quite a lot. So, what are we playing with today? Okay, I'm not sure how to feel about this. While yes, it's a fully evolved Pokemon, Umbreon I think is the worst of all the evolutions. Like, it's a heavily overrated Pokemon. I hate it. All of its stats got put into its defenses. It's slow and it doesn't hit hard. Plus, whenever you have to face it in battle, it's a massive troll. Like, I hate massive trolls. But, let's see what we got. And of course, just like all the evolutions, Helping Hand, Tackle, Tail Whip, and Sand Attack. It gets Workup? Oh. Okay, that helps it quite a lot, actually. In Generation 2, I played this game in... I played Umbreon in Gen 2, Wind Crystal, and I've played it in Leaf Green. In Leaf Green, it got nothing. The thing was just slow as dirt. In Crystal, I had to use Curse. Plus, they all get Curse as an Egg move if we were to use those, but I don't allow Egg moves in my runs. And looking at the tutors here, Dark Pulse could be a great tutor, but let's look at the rest of our moves. Actually, wait, before moves, we gotta look at stats. 95 HP, 110 defense, 130 special defense. I mean, yes, we got bulk, which is really good, but the problem is we're slow as dirt and we can't hit hard. But yeah, you guys are right. Workup is going to help this thing a lot. So I'm assuming all the evolutions will get workup in these games. So let's see. Technically, we have slightly better physical attack, but the stats are so similar, we should just go with whatever the best move is. Pursuit, Quick Attack, Confuse Ray, Feint Attack, Assurance. They're almost equally bad. Yep. What's this? Guard Swap. Swap user and the opponent swap defense and special defense. Okay, that is stupid. Assurance deals damage, and if the target has already taken damage in this turn, its power doubles to 120. Or 100. Wait, if the target has already taken damage. How would that work? Like, if the opponent used takedown? That's a dumb move. Okay, essentially all these level up moves are garbage. Oh wait, hold on. Is Moonlight like Recover? Restores its own HP. The amount of HP varies with the weather. That doesn't really help much. Mostly for double battles, I'd assume? Maybe. So, Is Moonlight one of those moves that heals half damage, but if it's sunny out, it heals 3/4? Or is that... That's Moonlight, right? Not really giving an accurate description. That's the thing with Pokemon DB sometimes, it's not really completely accurate. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But yeah, we get Workup, but what other TMs do we get with it? Half without weather, 2/3 in sun, quarter in any other weather. Okay, so it's essentially a Recover clone with 5 power points. Ew. Look at that. Look at that coverage. That is good coverage. We do get Psychic, though, and if this was Black and White, this would be off limits, but in Black 2 and White 2, you have access to Route 13. Dig. Shadow Ball. Wait, where is Shadow Ball in the sequels? Reversal Mountain E. Oh, it's the Strange House, right. Oh yeah, Psychic will be valuable for Marshall. Good point. I didn't think far enough ahead for that. Where's Dig? It's on Route 4, north of the Colrus fight. It's very easy to get. Oh, dude. Okay. I am hoping we can get Dark Pulse. Like, even if it's not from the Red Shard tutor, we gotta try and get this move, because otherwise, our most powerful Dark-type move is gonna be, like Bane Attack. Let me look at the tutors. Which tutor gives Dark Pulse? Not the Red Shard. Not Umau. Okay, 10 blue shards. It would have to be, honestly, if we did not have Workup, I would say this is worth it, but I feel like with Workup, that's going to be too much of a time investment. Because I know the location of like 6, 8, 7, a bunch of blue shards. But the problem is 10 is the right number to where you are going to have to like run around in dust clouds and look for something. So unless it's 100% necessary, I think we just have to skip it. And sadly, I think we do need to skip it. Do we get Iron Tail? 6 blue shards. Okay, Iron Tail isn't as bad, so if we need it... Okay, let's just plan... Champion fight. I'm going to bring up a WordPad document. Okay. Okay. Umbreon, blank set. Iron Tail isn't really going to be useful. Synchronize. Synchronize is better than Inner Focus. They're iffy, because the thing is, Umbreon is pretty slow, so there are chances for us to be flinched. But Synchronize, or Synchronize? Synchronize or Synchronize? Oh, Gens 3 to 4, bad poisons passes regular poison. No, it is Synchronize. Yeah, Synchronize. Synchronize is the move. Yeah, but how you... The best use I can think of is, like, Adolisa, if we get paralyzed with static, we paralyze the Emolga. I don't know. We'll think about it. Alright, let's think. I think starting at 70 is probably going to be a good bet. Ulrus mainly. That's true, yeah. Alright, let's put in the EVs we're pretty much always going to get. 200 in attack. Let's put 50 in everything else. And our moveset will obviously consist of Workup, Shadow Ball, oh my god, Bane Attack, and probably Psychic. I hate how it has Hidden Power Psychic first. That's so annoying. Alright, let's look at Hydreigon. We do outspeed, but We do so little damage, and that thing has Focus Blast too, which is not great. What other special coverage does Umbreon get? Well, I mean, we could use physical coverage too. But wow, this thing does not get anything good for Hydreigon. Really nothing good. Honestly, this might be a fight where we actually might want Iron Tail. Let me just look. It does do a lot more damage, but the problem is Focus Blast is going to do a lot. Unless when we get to Shopping Mall 9, we buy a bunch of zinc. But then again, I don't think... Oh, return? Good point. To be fair, Iron Tail is 100 base power. But I get what you're saying. Return will do slightly more, plus it's easier to get. So let's see. If we go... Honestly, this is a Pokemon we would definitely want to give it leftovers. And for nature, I think we want plus special attack minus special defense, so I'm going to put in Rash. Alright, so if we get plus 1 in attack with 1 workup, return does 51 to 60. We can use workup plus 1 and 2 shot with return, but that's going to deal a lot of damage. And then looking at this team order, it's probably going to be Druddigon next as a Focus Blast. I don't know, dude. This is not, These ranges are terrible even with workup. The problem is we need to set up more on the Hydreigon. But the question is, how are we going to set up more? I'm not kidding. It might actually be a strat to go into the league with Sand Attack. What do you guys think? If we go in with Sand Attack and Workup and just stick with 2 moves we can swap in and out, is Attract available? Yeah, it is available, yes. That would probably be a better idea than Sand Attack now that I think about it. I gotta look up Iris's team really quick because Kingler Calc doesn't show genders for some reason. Alright, Hydreigon is female, Archeops is male, everyone else is female. Okay, so we would need to run a male Umbreon for Attract strats to work. Yeah, we could probably use Attract with leftovers and try to set our way up to... Then again, this is at level 70. We could get a higher level if we need to. Let's try plus... Yeah, plus 3 would be like a 6% knockout chance. But what we could do is do a bunch of training on, what's-his-face? Gallon. We could do a bunch of Breeder Gallon training and make sure we get our attack EVs to 252. Because training against him is really good. You essentially get... Plus, it gives us a lot of speed, too, and speed is always useful. Plus 4 is double plus 1? What? What does that mean? In terms of multiplier. Yeah, but what? Plus 4 is 2... Plus 4 is 3 times. Plus 2 is double. Plus 4 is 3 times. Plus 6 is 4 times. Like, I don't get what you're saying. Plus 4 is 3 attack, plus 1's 1... Okay, I think you're just saying a different version of what I said. We essentially just said the same thing, just different. Yeah, we would essentially... Let's see if we can get away with a higher level to where plus 3 will be enough, because going higher than that is very risky. Let's do 252 EVs as well. So the Hydreigon will be guaranteed at plus 3. Druddigon has no shed skin, thankfully. Alright, return will be an outspeed one-shot. Oh, since we're doing Gallon training, I'm going to add like 150 of speed. Aggron, thankfully it doesn't have sturdy, but we really don't have a good move for it. We'll get back to that. Archeops, that is not going to be enough with return. But what can it do? 46%. Oh, Flying Gem Acrobatics. Is that damage including acrobatics? Or including the Flying Gem? It was. Okay. And Lapras, one shot with return. Haxorus has to be a two-shot, but usually it likes to go for Dragon Dance if it can't detect a one-shot. The question is, what are we going to do to deal with Aggron and Archeops? I mean, I know for Aggron we could go Dig. And Dig at +3 is a guaranteed one-shot, and it does not have Sturdy. It has Rockhead. The question is, Dig, Return, Attract, Workup. We don't have room for another move. So I think we might just have to accept the fact that we just have to two-shot Archeops. Oh, wait. Wait. Defeatist. If we get this thing at half health, let's assume our first return does 80%. Let's put this at 20%. Look at that. Its moves are going to be so weak. But honestly, I think 75 is perfect with 3 workups. Let me go ahead and put these in the notes. Okay. Now, let's work backwards from here. Let's think of the Elite Four members. Alright, let's look at Marshall. Marshall's probably going to be the hardest one. Let's put our minimum level at 74. Because that'll allow the 4 league members to give me 1 level for the champion. So the question is, I know Axie was saying Psychic, so let's go ahead and put Psychic on our set. We're probably not going to have room to buy many calciums. Alright, so yeah, Psychic does guaranteed half. And if we go +1 with Workup, not enough. +2 is when we see the guaranteed knockout. And we are most likely going to get hit with 2 speed dropping moves. Yeah, it will, because after the first one, we'll still outspeed. But the thing is, that worth going to such a low speed stat? Let's look at Sock, for example. Brick Break, 32 to 38, it outspeeds. Mienshao, 61 to 73%. Lucario, 35 to 42. Conkeldurr, we outspeed. Okay, so I think we might... Are you alive? No, I'm dead, actually. Can't you tell? Can't you see how white I am? Oh. Yeah, I can't see how white I am. Yeah, if you're wondering where I was the last few days, we just had massive windstorms and we lost power for 2 days. We had gusts like 70, 80 miles an hour. It was nuts. Yeah, Oxy. So what I think we need to do for throw, I think we need to use Attract on it. Yeah, I think Attract and use 2 workups. Could we theoretically get away with less workups if we use a Twisted Spoon? Where can we even get a Twisted Spoon? What are we doing today besides complaining about Hustle? Hey, I like Hustle, okay? It's annoying, but when it helps, it helps. Oh, it's in the sewers. It's right next to the double battle. I know where it is. But what if we went Twisted Spoon, since I don't think leftovers are going to matter, because if we get hit with Bulldoze or Rock Tomb, we're going to underspeed a lot of things. So if we equip Twisted Spoon, will +1 be enough? 56% chance to one hit at level 74. And we might have more special attack. Let's go 70. 68% chance to one shot. And this would be at -1 though. Which means we don't outspeed the Sock or the Mienshao or the Lucario. So essentially what we need to do is we need to use Attract turn 1, and we just have to reset if our speed goes down. And then we use 1 workup, then we defeat it with Psychic. It is a range, though. That is the one problem. But if we're lucky, we might be able to get 100 special attack for Calcium. It's just when I get to Shopping Mall 9, I'll just need to buy as many of them as I can. We're not going to prioritize special attack EV training, though. Because if we can get past it +1, 68% chance on the throw. Guaranteed 2-shot on the sock. Well, we would use Return followed by Psychic, and it would use Brick Break for like 38%. Mienshao is a 1-shot. Lucario is a 2-shot, but its Aura Sphere will do like 42% damage. Unless if we want to, we could have Dig. Because if we have Dig as well... Yeah, Dig is a 1-shot. I never planned on Toxic anyway. Okay. He's not going to be too bad. So our moveset will be... Attract, Workup, Dig, Psychic, with Twisted Spoon. Attract, Workup ×1, Sweep with Psychic, Dig, Lucario. Toxic is the main game. Yeah, but this isn't competitive here. Okay, let's look at... Honestly, do we even need to look at Caitlyn? I guess I want to see what her lead Reuniclus has, because I'm pretty sure... Oh no, she leads with Musharna in this game. Okay. The worst it can do to us is Charge Beam. That's literally shit. So we can basically almost set up for free and outspeed everything. Yeah, we would just set up to like +3 in physical attack. We would, hold on, let's put Return in the place of Psychic. 56% 1-shot, 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 Dig 1-shot. Alright, who's next? Chantal. Let's take a look at Chantal. I don't think Chantal will be that hard because we will have access to Shadow Ball. So I think instead of Return, we should have Shadow Ball. And a Rostberry. We should go into this fight with a Rostberry so we can... Actually, wait. I don't know if Rostberry will matter because we're not using physical moves. So we could use a turn 1 workup. We get hit with Will-O-Wisp. Then we probably get hit with like Shadow Ball or Grass Knot. We'll get to +2, then 1-shot. 1-shot, 1-shot, 1-shot. That'll outspeed us. So maybe, yeah, we will definitely need the Rostberry. So we can set up +1 for free. But the problem is, if we set up +2, we're going to get burned. Unless we use Attract here as well. What gender is the Cofagrigus? Female, female, genderless, female, female. Okay, so yeah, we're still good for a male Umbreon, that's for sure. See, male Umbreon, perfect stats, synchronize, what ability are we using? Because both synchronize and inner focus are worth considering. Yeah, we were considering it. I think we're both, I think we're all leaning towards synchronize. Because while the ability to prevent flinches is good, it could help with Colress though, because There and Elisa, because we're going to get paralyzed, and paralyzing the opponent too could help with consistency. I mean, it doesn't get rid of our paralysis, but it's worth considering. Okay, Chantal. Attract, work up, Shadow Ball. Turn. And the Scald Spammer. True, true. Alright, so work up times 2, sweep with Shadow Ball. I will admit, though, there is a risk of Jellicent curse bodying us, but that's just a risk we'll have to take. And I know where we can get a Rossberry, too. There's a Ranger inside Reversal Mountain that gives one. Alright, last up, Grimsley. I think Grimsley's going to have to be Return and Dig. Because this thing's going to use Fake Out with Normal Gem. Then it'll just spam Aerial Ace and Night Slash. Oh wait, that thing does have... What the heck is that picture? That's not a picture of Grimsley. That's... What is that? That's Nanu. That's not Grimsley. Alright, the lie part is female too. That's good. Dude, the League likes using female Pokemon. So how much setup will we need for everybody? Let's see, +1 return, gets rid of Liepard. Alright, so for Scrafty, we would need +3. Crocodile, one-shot. Absol, one-shot. Bisharp, one-shot with Dig. So, 3 workups. Alright, so Attract, Workup, Dig, and Return. We need those moves for Grimsley and Caitlyn. I'm going to reorder this league slightly in the notes. Alright guys, here's what I got. Here's what I got. My league order is going to be Grimsley, Caitlyn, Chantal, and Marshall. Because these two are going to have the same moveset. This one I have to teach Shadow Ball, and this one I got to teach Psychic. And then we put our moveset back to the way it was before for Iris. Alright, so are there any major fights like during the run we need to think about? I don't want to plan everybody, so let's see. Charon? The only thing you can really do with Charon is just train your way past him. Like, we'd have to fight the trainers. That's effectively all you can do for him. Roxy, though, is going to be kind of difficult. We're probably going to have to rely on Confuse Ray strats. And if you guys are wondering, no, Synchronize cannot poison a poison type. So that ability at that point will be pointless to us. But we do get Workup by that point. So we could just set up Workup on the first Pokemon, which I believe is the Grimer. No, it's the Coughing. Fog, Assurance, and Tackle, and Venoshock. Okay, oh, Berg. We need to think of a solution for Berg. I think I know what the solution's going to be. I think the solution for Berg is essentially just use Attract on his lead Dwebble and just set up with Workup. We could go like Attract and Confuse Ray, followed with Leftovers, then Workup, then Return. Yeah, Workup, Attract, and Confuse Ray. Yeah, we'll look at Drayden too. Drayden's pretty hard, especially since he'll have a Flygon. You know, I'm going to take a look at Umbreon here. I'm going to reset our EVs. Let's assume at this point we'll have 30 attack. And let's assume we're level 25. I paid Speed's Discord bill with that ad I watched. Help. What do you mean my Discord bill? You mean like my Nitro? It doesn't cost me that much. I think it's worth it. I like the ability to use my own emojis in everyone else's servers. Wait, let me... Is this... Hold on. Berg. I better fix that. Okay, Dwebble's male. I cannot use attract strats. Oh, it's got Struggle Bug too. Berg is basically a hard wall for special attackers. And even in this team right here, in the regular mode, normal mode, the Swadloon still has Struggle Bug, but to be fair, Dwebble is definitely a way worse lead to be facing against, especially since it has Rock Blast instead of Smackdown. Shadow, I can guarantee you that ad you watched is not paying me $10. Might pay me 2 cents. Who knows? It's the holiday season. It might be 4 cents. Yeah, let's see how much Struggle Bug even does. 8 to 13%. Okay, so I feel like we probably don't need to worry about that, because I think Leftovers will essentially heal our way past that for the most part. You're welcome for my 2 cents. Thanks, I appreciate that. Alright, so our power of return at this point is probably going to be like 85 power. And we don't get any... Oh, we'll have Feint Attack. Okay. Yeah, it looks like we would need to set up to +5 with Leftovers. And Struggle Bug doesn't do that much. We would have to worry about Rock Blast, because that's a 3 hit with Rock Blast. It's a 5 hit. It does a lot. But will we have Confuse Ray? Yeah, we will. We will have Confuse Ray. So we would have to Confuse Ray and slowly set up with 5 workups. Then Feint Attack will one-shot the Dwebble. Well, 2-shot because it's sturdy. That's a one-shot. That's a one-shot. That outspeeds with Razor Leaf, but... Dude, even at +5 it isn't enough. Oh, yeah, we're gonna need the full +6. Even then... Yeah, I think we need a higher level. 28. We need level 28 at +6. I mean, to be fair, I don't think +6 is truly necessary. Yeah, at +4, we'll do more than enough damage to the first 3 Pokemon. But then the problem is the Levani. So we would have to go +5. For either a 43% chance or a 68% chance. I feel like that +3 and a 2-hit is worth it. You know, you might be right, actually. Well, the problem is it doesn't one-shot the bugs. I mean, Carablast can't do much. Helmet's pretty pathetic. Then we would 2-shot the Levani. I just worry about it using Grass Whistle, but to be fair, it is 55% accurate. You know what? Yeah, I think level 28 at +3. Hey, Reiji. Okay, Elisa. I mean, Elisa, we're basically just gonna level our way past her. But let me just look at her Lita Molga's moveset. Let's assume we're level 35. Let's get rid of our setup here. Okay, her most powerful move is going to do like 13% damage. So we could get away with, oh, little pro tip. There is a Cherry Berry before Lisa in this game. Not in the original Black and White, but in the sequels. There's a ranger in Lostlorn Forest that gives a Cherry Berry. Just in case we want that. Yeah, I feel like with leftovers healing a 16th of your health, which is 6.25%. That's 16th? Yeah, I think 6.25% is 16th. So we'll slowly just heal our way up, and then we can set up... Not 2, but... Oh wait, no, we'll have like... We'll probably have like 150 attack EVs by this point if we're doing Gallon training. So like at +2, Feint Attack's a guaranteed one-shot. Flaffy, 87.5. Joltik, don't even worry about it. Substrika is not a one-shot, but its moves don't do that much damage to us, so I think that's the right call. You should have Dig at this point. You know what? You're right, you're right. I completely forgot Dig. I think we'll still need the +2, though. +2 at level 35, because even then, that is cutting it close on the Emolga. But, yeah, okay. Okay, Clay. I think Clay is another hard fight we need to think of. White 2 just has a lot of challenging gym fights, especially when you do it in challenge mode. Alright, let's assume 37. Yeah, it could either go Volt Switch or Aerial Ice, true. I just want to avoid more setup if I can, and besides, the Gallon training is going to be necessary, because we need the attack EVs for later in the game. And it'll help for Clay as well, I'm assuming. Problem is with setting up on Krokorok is it does have access to Torment, which is a problem. But if we have a moveset of Return, Dig, and Feint Attack, we'll have plenty of coverage. Also, the Krokorok is male, so we can't use Attract on it, because we want Attract strats for Iris. We have to run a male Umbreon. The plan here... Wait, it has Intimidate. So we have to use one workup just to get our stats back to normal. And then Bulldoze and Crunch, our speed is going to get pretty screwed up. But if we can get to +2, which is essentially 3 workups, Return will take care of the Krokorok. Feint Attack will have to 2-shot the Sand Slash. Onix will have to be a 2-shot with Dig. And then Excadrill... Excadrill can't do too much to us, and then Dig can one-shot. He doesn't use Bulldoze for Sword in them. That is true, but if they do detect the knockout, they'll still use it. But besides, they do have other moves. Also, this is one of the few fights where... Actually, this fight right here might be a fight where Inner Focus helps, because I think once we're too slow, it will start going for Rock Slide. But to be fair... It can't do too much damage to us. Alright, Skyla. I don't think we need a plan for Skyla. Well, do we? I just want to look at what the lead is. Okay, it's got acrobatics, holding no item. But assuming we were like level 40, I mean, we could easily set up to like +2 attack. My main concern is that Skarmory. What are we going to do with Skarmory? I know you can't hear me. I was talking to somebody else. Oh, wait. I think at this point, return should be maximum power, but that doesn't really help things. Dude, if only Natural Gift was still a TM. What are we gonna do? All of these moves are resisted by Skarmory. All of them are. And this isn't Gen 6 where I can hit him with a neutral dark move. Like, what do I do? Like, I think I would have to set up to, like... Wait, what gender is the Swoobat on Skyla's team? Snarl? The Skarmory... Okay, the Swoobat is female, so I think Attract Strats are the way to go. Good question, does this thing learn Flash? Oh, it does. You know? Attract and Flash might be in play. We could go, like, Attract, Flash, Work Up, Return. Because we essentially have to spam Return on everything. But the thing is, at +6... That's not even a 2-shot range. Not even close to a 2-shot range. But who knows, we might need a higher level than that. So let's try 43. 80% chance to 2-hit at +6. But I'm not sure how Snarl's gonna help, though. Alright, who's the Pokemon? Umbreon. So, a fully evolved Pokemon, sure, but... It's, an Umbreon. Yeah, I don't think Snarl's gonna be that useful. Plus, I'm sure we'll have more attack EVs by this point. So, the plan is probably just gonna have to be +6 with Return and hope for the best. I thought that hitting on the soft side of Skarmory would help, so as it... I mean, it's still fine if it's a level +5, level 43, Umbreon Snarl, 54 to 63%. I mean, we're gonna have Return at that point. Why go out of the way for Snarl? Yeah, not worth it. I agree. I'm quite curious. Does she have Skarmory in normal mode? Okay, yeah, she does. So her challenge mode exclusive is the Sigilyph. Yeah, if you were to do Black 2, White 2, even if it's just the normal version of the game, not challenge mode like I do, she is way better in this game all because of that Skarmory. Aerial Ace, Steel Wing, X Scissor. Yeah, X Scissor instead. Okay, I think Drayden should be the last person we look at. Let's go 53. Yeah, she's a joke in Black and White. That Skarmory helped her a lot. Okay, so Druddigan. Its Revenge does do decent damage, but if we get +2 in attack, that's not great. Well, I think we'll have 220 attack EVs by this point. So if we get to +3... You know what? You know how we went plus special attack nature? I think we might have to go plus attack instead. This clearly isn't helping. Okay, plus attack minus special defense. That is... I don't remember. Plus attack minus special... Naughty nature. Okay, naughty nature. +3 return will one-shot Dredigan. It will not one-shot Flygon, but we could theoretically run Silk Scarf instead. Yeah, Silk Scarf that'll one-shot. Earth Power won't do that much. Dragon Pulse won't do that much. And the Dredigan here doesn't have a Focus Sash, thank God. Okay, yeah, so Drayden will need to use Alright, I think we're good. I don't need to route everything. What's Haxorus's speed? 112. 41 to 48. I mean, yeah, that... I think we'll have a bunch more speed at this point. So, I think we'd have like 100 and... We'll probably have like 140 speed EVs, which is very close to the one-shot, but or outspeed, but not really. Maybe if we get just enough speed, we would need 172. That's a bit high. So it's possible we may need a higher level. Oop. Yeah, if we were level 55 and... Okay, yeah, let's make Drayden level 55. This is assuming 148 speed EVs. Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize my webcam was in the way. Yeah, and then the Colress fight is just bring Resto Chesto into the fight. And gets us, equip a Petra Berry. Or just use Rest. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make the moveset images really quick. I'll keep this tab up so you can see how I do it. Normally I copy this from Bulbapedia, but that I only copy from Bulbapedia if there's like multiple level 1 moves. Because the thing is, with Pokemon DB, if there's multiple level 1 moves, it will not actually show them in the correct order. So, if there's multiple level 1 moves, I go to Bulbapedia for it. TM set. Dude, if we didn't have workup, Swagger Psych Up could be a strat. In general, we do want to use leftovers most of the run. Absolutely, I agree with you. Nope. There we go. You know, when I use the print screen button to, like, make a screenshot, it does, like, pause all my screens. I wonder if you can see me dragging this. You might be able to. Yeah, it's just a shame that Dark Pulse isn't going to be useful. We're just going to have to lie into our physical coverage. Alright, get that Decidueye move set off. Because we're not playing a backport today. Let's see, where is it? Okay. Impish. This will be Naughty Nature. Okay, so final verdict. Synchronize or Inner Focus? I feel like with Clay, Inner Focus is going to be very helpful for Clay because we're most likely going to underspeed the Excadrill. Because we're going to get hit with Bulldoze. But Synchronize is probably going to be more of a convenience thing. I don't think it's like going to truly help us win fights. Like if we get paralyzed by like the Emolga with Static and we paralyze it, how does that help us? It just doesn't. You know what? I'm going Inner Focus. Alright, now to just close out the emulator. And let's open up PK Hex. Alright. Umbreon, level 5. Naughty Nature. Inner Focus. 70 Friendship. Male. Perfect stats, because Hidden Power is unobtainable. Our moveset is Tackle, Tail Whip, Sand Attack, Helping Hand. Dude, I mean, at least it's the 50 power tackle, but still. I remember something else in favor of Snarl. It is technically stronger than Shadow Ball and less out of the way, 95% accuracy, though. I'm not upset about 95% accuracy. The question is, Shadow Ball isn't out of the way if we want the rare candy. Because to be fair, going, like, just a tiny bit toward the Strange House and going around the back, that's kind of the equivalent of, like... That'd be like if in Black and White 1 you went out of the way for Dig. It's like that kind of distance. If you need it for Elisa. It's not that bad. Plus, we would get stabbed with it. You know... Well, we're going to Lost Thorn Forest anyway, so I can talk to that guy and get Snarl. Plus, Snarl is obtained earlier, too, so it could help us with other fights. Tiebreaker is Dialogue. You know what? I think having it earlier could help, so yeah, I'll get Snarl. Well, dude, I don't want to edit the notes. Shadow Ball is only really used for Chantal, and probably gets this. Okay. Oh, let's look at the leaderboard. We need an over-under for the poll, then we can get started. So yeah, this definitely won't place near the top. It is not Ekans, Wormadam, Lilligant kind of bad. I think this might be similar to Throw, because Throw has good stats, but its moveset is so bad, dude. It's awful. Its starting moveset is literally identical to Gen 1 Brock. It's like Bide and Bind and Tackle. It's like insane. But yeah, do you guys think this will be over or under throw? Throw was severely disappointing. Look at Sog. Sog is clearly the superior fighting type in this game. You think it'll be under? You know what? I don't think it's going to be as bad as throw. So let's go ahead and make that 2 hours to 2 hours and 3 minutes. Okay. You think it's going to be top 10, huh? I highly doubt it. Oh, actually, hold on. We actually do get echoed voice. Echoed voice might actually help for, Elisa. But at the same... It might help for Elisa because there's less risk of static. But it's kind of takes a while to get going. I'll probably not use it, but I'll get it just in case. Anyway, let's get started. 3, 2, 1, go. I think this will be worse than throw due to Marshall. I mean, the only hard part about Marshall is we essentially have to reset if we get a speed drop. Like, we essentially need one workup for him, but during that time we can't get a speed drop. Wait, this is female. Oh, God damn it. Okay, I know what caused this. Sometimes PK Hex, like, it sometimes doesn't set the gender properly unless I re-roll the personality ID value. Give me a sec. Oh, it's because the personality ID value were all zeros. That's why. Didn't we change our nature from naughty to rash? Or no, we changed it from rash to naughty. We want the naughty nature. We want extra attack. Because we're going to be using physical moves far more often. And besides, there were a few fights where if we changed our nature, we could get away with one less workup. I think it was Drayden. We were able to get away with one less workup because of a nature change. Okay, let's try that again now. Take 2. It's an annoying thing sometimes. And just wait for Scott to be playing Black 2 and White 2. It does slightly decrease our odds against Marshall, though. To be fair, N1, I am gonna try to get 100 special attack EVs. I know it's gonna be pretty hard with the Gallon training, but that is my plan. But if I need to, I can arrive at Marshall at a higher level. Hey, John, you're here just in time. Or better yet, attract Flash is always a strat. Why is my Umbreon level 6? Dude. My god. Why, dude? Why am I always doing these dumb things? Okay, it's fixed. Re-begin session. Well, third time's the charm. So yeah, I think the plan for Charon, just get as high of a level as I can. Like, I'm not gonna, like, fight wild Pokemon. I think what I'll do is I'll fight all the trainers. And I'll just try and make that good enough. Pursuit spam should be good enough. True, but I'm still gonna want the levels. Remember, our attacking stat is 60. Or it's no, it's 65. Umbreon's an annoying mon to use. Yeah, I don't like Umbreon. Umbreon's the worst of the evolutions. I think second worst is probably Glaceon. I think my favorite evolution is Jolteon. If I were to give a second favorite, who would a second favorite be? Probably Espeon. Or either that or not Vaporeon. Probably, or Flareon. I don't know, I like all the Kanto evolutions. I'm not much of a fan of the Sinnoh ones. I just think their stats aren't the best. Pain and suffering with the audio. Well, get to it. Why are you watching me? Don't get distracted. Yeah, I like Espeon too. I'm just not the biggest fan of the evolutions. But like, yeah, Jolteon's the one exception. Oh, speaking of working on things, update for Daily December. Even though I've had those blackouts, I have been keeping up. Excuse me, I've been keeping up the editing of the videos. I am almost finished editing the video for December 24th. And then after that will be December 25th, so Christmas. And there's going to be some great content planned for those. I'm really looking forward to editing those. This thing doesn't have a bug move, does it? No, it doesn't. Oh, so long helping hand. I'm not going to put Pursuit in slot 1 because even though it is better than Tackle with the same type attack bonus, there's a lot of early game dark types. Alright. This is the... I think, yeah, this is the last trainer. Also, if we happen to find a Psyduck, then that'll be very good. But it's only a 10% chance. It wouldn't surprise me if Scott ever ended up doing this run. Oh, early P-Dove. I wasn't expecting that. Tackle. P-Dove are also pretty rare in here. Plus, it's winter, so it's even rarer. I'll need to remember to deposit these. Yeah, that was a strength user, but if I don't find Psyduck, my strength user is actually a Crustle in the Seaside Cave. Because it's that mandatory one you have to use the Colress machine on, I have a Master Ball at that point, so I can just chuck the Master Ball at it. The only reason I'd need a strength user earlier than that is if I need payback. If I don't need the payback TM, then I can wait on it. Oh, check this out. You see this grass that looks like a rocket? This grass tile doesn't exist. Black 2 and White 2 have a lot of visual glitches in them, which is pretty surprising. Excited for Ditto? Heck yeah, I am. I'm mainly excited for Lorelei. Because I know when Steve did Ditto in Red and Blue, he needed like 2 or 3 critical hits on Lorelei because it would always use Growl. But in Yellow version, her Dewgong does not have Growl on it. Plus, the AI is going to function differently. Hey, Mario. Especially considering the games did not have a notable crunch period like the other Pokemon games do have. Wait, did not have a crunch period. You mean, are you sure? Because I swear, like, Heart Gold Soul Silver came out in 2010, then 2011 was Black and White. Technically, Karen's ace is her Houndoom. Her ace is not the Umbreon. A trainer's ace is always their highest level Pokemon. Besides, they usually don't lead with their aces. The main exception's probably, like, Red. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Scott ended up doing this run in, like, the future. He would probably manip that Psyduck encounter. This is the reason I don't like manipping HM encounters, because it makes you think, like, what are the most efficient HM users to get in terms of, like, the HMs they can learn and how quick it takes to get them. Because otherwise I'd be like, oh, I'll just manip Psyduck to be guaranteed. But so obviously since it's rare, there has to be better backups. Quick attack. No. If this was Generation 4, I would say yes, because Tackle is 35 power. But in this game, it's 50 power. Island Kahuna Charon, right? You know what's funny? The Kahuna theme is... It's sort of the definition of, like, you're about to get mugged in an alleyway, the guy brings out a baseball bat, and instead of breaking your legs, you all just play around a baseball. I saw that joke in a comment one time. Okay, our friendship is 120. 120. Divide that by 2.5. 120 divided by 2. That's 60. Lower it down a bit. It's probably around 50 friendship. It's probably better than Tackle. 48, that's good enough. You know what? Yeah, it's going to be better than Tackle. Let's just teach it right now. Get rid of Tail Whip. Deposit, thank you for the reminder. Also, I remember this from the Ekans run. Unlike Black and White 1, where 7 repels will last you, you end up having to go through more grass and, like, the sewers in this game. So, you pretty much don't want to buy potions at that center, just buy repels. Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised to see that. Apparently all the evolutions get workup, which is pretty great for this thing. I probably should have skipped that guy, actually. You know, it's annoying. After every fix attempt, copying to a floppy disk to load on the test machine. Why are you using floppy disks in 2025? What are you doing? Why do you need to use floppy disks? You get workup after the 3rd gym? No, I have workup right now. Workup is the TM that the first gym leader gives you. In Black and White 1 and in Black 2 and White 2. Because it's annoying. It's less annoying than burning to a CD, and I'm testing on machines that cannot boot from a USB. To be fair, I've burned CDs before, and it takes a while. I don't know what putting stuff on a floppy disk is like, but I don't know. Oh, in Sun and Moon, it's the very first TM. I know this because John showed it to me. It's TM01 workup. Alright, so I am going to need to find a surf user. And Silk Scarf. I think Silk Scarf's going to be needed for this gym. Is there any shaken grass? No. There's one. Pursuit. I have to use a PowerShell script to do it, so the process is manual and frustration. But take up to a minute compared, and you're limited to 1.44 megabytes. Yeah, that sucks. Alright, we are level 15, but that is definitely not a good enough level for Roxy. So I will do these trainers as well. Dude, how are we a Dark type but we don't learn Thief? I just had to double look at the moves. I'm like, oh wait, we don't learn that move. And I'm burned. Uh-oh. Of course. Why wouldn't I die? Okay, I will admit that is pretty stupid. Good thing I entered the center. Wait, no I didn't. Dude, you butthole. To be fair, there was no way I could have accounted for that. Like, a blackout because of flame body? Like, come on. At least it doesn't take that long to get back. I hate this game. It's special attack training. Shut up. that was still a pretty dumb blackout. Like, there was literally nothing I could have... I'm burned again. You've got to be kidding. To be fair, I am a higher level. There we go. Dude, this absolute jackass. Alright, I'm gonna have to go heal. I could have used workup, yeah, but... to be fair, would using workup have mattered if burn is gonna half my attack? Also, make sure, if you guys haven't seen the Kevin Durant video I released today, make sure you check it out. Oh, Confuse Ray. Yes, please. Yeah, get rid of Confuse Ray. Sand Attack. Yeah, it would have one-shotted Magby, then take less. That requires hindsight. Do you really think I have hindsight for these things? Oh, did I seriously almost black out again? I wasn't paying attention. I think that guy crit me or something. Alright, I'm not going to bother getting the ether here. The ether here is pretty time-consuming. Maybe the Riolu used counter, or could have used focus, or could have used Force Palm, I don't know. Also, if you're able to find Riolu in the Floccesy Ranch, that thing is pretty busted. I remember in one of my casual playthroughs of Black 2 as a kid, I remember in one of them, I actually caught a Riolu, and I actually evolved it into Lucario in the sewers. I think I still have that Lucario. It's probably in my Pokemon home. Like, I'd have to, like, look at all the Lucarios and see the ones that specifically say they came from Unova. I'm not going to remember the exact playthrough. I would do, like, multiple playthroughs of a game. What I would do is, like, as soon as I finished that playthrough, I would transfer everything to another game, and then I would, start a new run. Hello, Cynthia. Have a nice weekend. Thanks. Hope you do as well. Wait, I think... no, Pecha Berry is going to be better. Dude. Okay, that thing did not once hit itself. I think I got a Confuse Ray. Dude. Okay, that was pretty unlucky. That coughing never once hit itself, and I confused it like 4 times. Alright, try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, I think I need +5. I used Pursuit there just in case it used Disable. There we go. And the berry's gone, too. Oh, now we're marked Sharon's badge. You bought an RTX 9070 XT to replace my RTX 5070 Ti. I have an RTX 4060. How are they already out with a 9070? Is that for like supercomputers or something? I've literally never heard of a 9070. I knew they came out with a 5070, but like, what the hell is a 9070 XT? Oh, RX. Is that not the same as RTX? Yeah, it's my thing is a it's an RTX 4060. GeoForce RTX 4060. Oh, it's an R. Okay, okay. I'm starting to realize what you're saying. Completely different company. That's his least favorite part. Yeah, this place sucked. I've tried to make some movies here as a kid, but I never really personally liked it. I remember Shadow Stitch was contemplating, potentially, if he were to ever run this game, he would actually mod this part out. Like, you don't have to step foot in this place at all. You would just go directly to the boat. Here's my question. How come the movie theater is literally across the street from where they make the movies? Does no one question that? How much did a 5070 cost you? I didn't buy the RTX 4060 like separately. I literally bought a pre-built. I bought the pre-built on Newegg. Oh, I should have used Ice Beam or Ice Punch. Yeah, I literally bought a pre-built. I know Ice Punch is faster. I was spamming A. Yeah, I bought this pre-built on Newegg because I saw some people recommending that website. I think Austin recommended it, and they had some sort of sale going on at the time. I don't remember if it was Black Friday or Cyber Monday, but I bought this computer right here for $1,200. And I also bought a separate laptop that was 50% off for like $450, even though I almost never use it. I feel like I kind of wasted my money. Oh, I think Austin... Okay, you recommended the website. I think Austin recommended the PC. Because I was asking him to help me look. Well, no need to deposit if I've already fought these people. I think Scott was going to do Unknown on Sunday because he said he was doing a Pokemon similar to Ditto, which has only one move. Okay. I think Scott may have said his hint a little wrong there. Wobbuffet does not have one move. It has 4 moves. To be fair, I don't know how Wobbuffet's going to do in Crystal. Will he actually do 2 runs of it, though? I highly doubt it. I don't think it'd be that bad, though, because at least you'd be able to easily predict the AI. Plus, you can just use Struggle Leftovers, but Leftovers is pretty late. But yeah, this PC is the reason I can do these Gen 4, Gen 5 runs at this kind of frame rate here. Question, should I go into the Battle Company? Yes, because I need level 28 for Burke. I need to do a lot of training for him. My PC lags at the Ferris wheel. You know what's funny? In real life, I'm actually a cheapskate when it comes to phones. Like, literally my smartphone is like a $70 smartphone from Walmart through Straight Talk Wireless. I've been a Straight Talk Wireless customer for like a few years at this point. But like, in terms of the actual models of the phones, the most I've ever spent on a phone was 200 bucks. But when it comes to PCs, I want to get high-end stuff. I want to like future-proof myself. I wanted a computer to where like in 6 years, I could still use this pretty reasonably. Yeah, you helped me too, game dev. Austin did as well. Art spec, Giovanni's been here. Oh, the scope lens guy is here in the remix. Huh, I just realized there's not as many trainers in here as in the originals. Is this Clerk Warren? Oh, Gillian. There's a Clerk Warren in this building in the originals. But yeah, I'm gonna need level 28. Meanwhile, my PC and phone are literally the ones my brother used before he got the money to buy new ones. My very first phone was a track phone flip phone that my mom was paying for. And the only reason she got it for me was because I was in high school robotics as a freshman, and I needed a way to call someone to pick me up. It really couldn't do much else, though. Although, I could use it as an MP3 player. But then as soon as I think it was either when I got a job or graduated. Because I got a job a year before I graduated. I'm pretty sure it was after I graduated. I decided to finally upgrade from that flip phone. Because I think I essentially took over paying for that plan. So I went ahead and bought a new one. It was at that moment I went with Straight Talk Wireless. So I've been a customer of theirs for like... Actually, no. I was originally through TrackPhone. I got another smartphone through TrackPhone, but I just really wasn't happy with the service, so I went to Straight Talk. Plus, I think the phone broke at the time, so I decided to upgrade. And it was definitely worth it for sure. Alright, so right over this way will be the leftovers. Yeah, there is no way we're going to be a high enough level for Burke. You know what? Maybe we don't need level 28. Because my original plan was level 28 with 3 workups. It was because I was worried about not being able to set up that high. But maybe if I taught Flash as well... Like, maybe my moveset could be Flash, Attract, Workup, and Return. Wait, I can't do that. That'll get rid of Feint Attack. So, Flash, Attract, Workup, Feint Attack. That'll be my moveset. Because clearly Confused Ray is not that reliable. You know, this cave up ahead is where I used to catch my strength user. But it's just more efficient to just catch the Crustle, unless you need strength early, which there's almost never a reason to need it that early. Alright, the last trainer. Yeah, I think the plan for Dwebble, one attract, and just spam out a bunch of flashes and set up 6 workups. Oh, I better go get the Quick Claw just in case. Alright, I'm going to need attract as well. Umbreon seems to love gobbling up healing items. That is true, yeah. Wrong one. Also, that scientist who gives you the Eviolite, you have to have seen 40 Pokemon in your dex in order to get it, but in the original games, you only had to have seen 20. So in this game, if you want the Eviolite as soon as possible, you essentially have to just never use repels and fight everybody. Unless you're willing to backtrack. Oh, flash. Hold up. Also, what is the power of return right now? I have... Let me... If you want to attract faster to go with the female. Hold on. 197 friendship. No, N1. I want to use a male Umbreon specifically to use attract on Iris's Hydreigon. But to be fair, now that I think about it, Flash might be a better strat. Because Focus Blast is already inaccurate. But to be fair, attract is just a one and done thing. You don't have to keep stacking it. Alright, so right now I have 197 friendship. Alright, so I think as soon as I get up to Berg, I'm gonna have to open up the shortcut, then go back to the center and heal. Assurance, gross. Alright, I gotta open up the... Well, maybe I don't need to. I think I have enough orange berries. Okay. Alright, so I am going to want leftovers. Oh wait, no, I can't use attract on Berg. Right, we went over this in planning. So it's going to be Flash Workup. Oh, it was going to be No, Confuse Ray is not that useful. I think just spam Flash. Yeah, get rid of Confuse Ray. Yeah, we just went over this in planning. I can't use attract strats for Berg. At least we're not running a special attacker. Okay, 5 flashes should be enough. Oh, it's going to start using Feint Attack, but it does, like, nothing. Alright, let's start the sweep. Dude, I hate that thing. Dude, Grass Whistle is literally the same accuracy as Sing. And that thing seems to have 80% accuracy. It's so annoying. But hey, first try Berg. I will say though, Flash actually became a good move when its accuracy was was increased to 100%. Because it made no sense for Flash to be the accuracy of Thunder. It made no sense. I'm not at full health. Hold on. Oh, there's a... Does this guy heal you? No, he does not. Normally, I would get the citrus berries that are on this route. There's a guy who gives you some, but his house is kind of out of the way. And on the village bridge, there's a woman who just gives you 5 citrus berries, which the other guy only gives 3. Alright, so right now we're level 27. We need to do gallon training up to level 35. But at least with the macho brace and our high bulk, it shouldn't be that bad. I will say, though, as a kid, I loved Joint Avenue. That place was fun. Especially, like, getting your, like, friends and family to, like, run shops. I hated that one shop that's like, hey, I'll buy the big box. Ooh, a hardstone. The small box. Ooh, a hardstone. I had so many hardstones from that guy. And I knew that guy could give fossils. Uh-oh. Are you able to win the fight? Okay, your team does get healed here. Alright, so even if all your HM users die, Nate can win the fight for you. Okay, that's fine. Any multi-battle where even if all your Pokemon faint, the other guy can win the fight for you. If I lose those, I don't count those as blackouts. Why do businessmen give you a whole avenue? Didn't you see he was surrounded by his secretaries? He's not thinking straight. Oh wait, we are getting, Fun fact, in the original Black and White one, the Snarl TM was only obtainable via event. It was pretty dumb. I remember it specifically. I remember in my solo run in Black and White where I played Mandibuzz, I was technically talking about how if Mandibuzz had access to the Snarl TM, it would be so good. Because the thing got Nasty Plot, but like hardly any special moves to use it with. A never released event? Oh wait, wasn't it the like locked box or something? I thought it had something to do with like shiny Johto Beast or something. Like I'm not exactly clear on the event. Alright, so the plan here is just to train till I'm level 35. And don't even bother healing. If I'm about to die, just let the guy kill me. Oh, true. Inner focus means fake out doesn't work. That's true. I didn't think about that till now. To be fair, I forget this thing has fake out. So, how's everyone doing? I will say, though, the one thing that is annoying about Gallon training is not only the fake out, but also the detect spamming. So he's not as fast as he could be. I still need to remember, though, that I do need maximum attack EVs for this thing. Because our attack stat is just that horrible. And the thing is, if we were to have any less than that, it would require extra workups for some fights, which could lead us to resets. You may say it's like I'm playing like way too safe, but we ran over the ranges, like especially like the final few fights, giving the opponents more and more chances. It reminds me of Charon 5. It's just as annoying. That is true, yeah. The one with Liepard. The first one with Liepard. You know what's funny? That could have been 4 special attack EVs if I knocked it out. Should have expected that. Okay, at least it's speed. No, that's attack. Too bad Intimidate doesn't work on Inner Focus till Gen 8. Wait. What do you mean by too bad? Do you want me to get hit with Intimidate? Second one, it also has Tranquil, who love to spam Detect. Potentially also Scald and Leech Seed. Dude, I freaking hate Leech Seed. That move has become the bane of my existence, especially in red, blue, and yellow with that execute. Alright, I've technically made it to 35, but I only have 96 attack EVs. Like, I do need level 38 for Clay as well. So, honestly, well, I don't need 38, but, you know, I think I'm going to keep the training up to level 38. And then once I get to 38, I'll be done. know, it's funny, these breeders don't give you much money. Yeah, it's so weird how Gen 8 made a bunch of abilities immune to Intimidate. Like, for example, that ability Spinda has. What's that ability? Own Tempo. Own Tempo, it blocks Intimidate starting Gen 8. What am I doing? Why am I running in the streets? Well, I need special attack EVs anyway. Oh, Madav returns. Alright, look. I'm probably not gonna... Well, I'm just gonna heal. Purely a VGC change, still dominated by Incineroar. Dude, Incineroar is a frickin' beast. Intimidate is great, plus it's basically as tanky as Mew, which is kind of insane. Alright, that'll be enough EV training. Yeah, I made sure to unequip the Macho Brace so I don't get any unnecessary EVs. Oh wait, what's the speed stat of Emolga's first, Elisa's first Emolga? Because we have 74 speed right now. I think we might actually be able to outspeed it. Because we have 88 speed EVs. And I'm paralyzed. Cool. $71. Oh, nice. We outspeed the Emolga. And I'm staticked again. So far, Umbreon's playing surprisingly well. But to be fair, we did do a lot of planning. If I went into Berg completely blind, I would have a lot of problems with him. But to be fair, they literally gave the evolutions workup starting Gen 5. If this were Gen 4, this would be 5 times worse, because I'd have no setup moves. Remember to get the HM users for Charles and Dig. Thank you for the reminder, actually. Oh, you've got to be kidding. Well, I ran out of Paralyze heals. I didn't think that would happen. I literally had so many of them, dude. Do not talk to that guy. don't need Flash anymore. Alright, let's do this, Elisa. The start of the electric type gym leader models and streamers, celebrities got types. There we go. Bravo! Woohoo! Wonderful! Alright, so right now I have 128 attack EVs. I just really hope that throughout the rest of the playthrough, I'll be able to get more of them. I mean, in a normal playthrough of Gen 5, without even trying, you can easily get 200. Yeah, there's a cherry berry on Route 5. There's also a cherry berry in the Lost Lorn Forest, too. There's a Pokemon Ranger in Lost Lorn that gives it. There's one on Route 5 as well. Dude, I need to figure out a way of getting through here. Because they realized players wanted those berries before Elisa, not after. Yeah, that is so dumb. The only way to actually get a cherry berry in Black and White 1 is from some random clown in some art gallery in Castelia. You gotta show him a Pokemon of a random type, and then he'll let you choose a berry. There's no way to predict that guy. I even asked Shadow, like, have you found out a way to manip that guy into accepting, like, any type of Pokemon? He told me he can't. Like, he can't find a way to manipulate it. Because if I ever have to do a run where I need one of those berries, it's going to be pretty bad. To be fair, I just wouldn't plan around it. You know, yeah, it'd be a lot better to just catch a Blitzel, because Blitzel have a 50% chance of them. Dude, stupid wings. It's randomized based on your player ID, so there's no logic to it, but not really worth it. Oh, okay, so it's trainer ID based. Okay. That makes sense. Also, welcome, Shadow. You want to watch me play the better Gen 5 game? Oh my god. You know what? I take it back. Both games suck. This nurse keeps getting in the way. She does the same thing in the originals, too. No, not down here yet. This ain't Black and White 1. What am I doing? Oh, Shadow, if you ever do play any of the evolutions, they get workup starting Gen 5. I was really dreading doing this Pokemon, but when I apparently found out through the chatters that they all got workup, that instantly perked my hopes up a lot. Because without workup, the only way they get one of those, the only way they get a setup move is Curse via Egg move. I have Dig. Also, what video are you editing? Is it the Christmas video? Is it Pokemon Black and White Elemental Monkey 3-way versus race? Also, I hate how these guys, like, even if you talk to them on the side, they still have exclamation points. Galarian, Darmanitan, Zen? Wait. Oh, the snowman? That's funny. You know, I originally had planned a Generation 5 solo run video for December where I would play the game with Cryogonal. I had the whole month themed around ice types, but I ended up canceling it to do Daily December instead. Alright, so for Clay, I'd like 3 workups, but I have a lot of, I'm a higher level, so I might be able to get away with +2. Let's do +2. So, 3 workups. Oh wait, no, 3 workups is +2. I'm amazed Feint Attack killed that thing. Also, check it out, see? See these rock slides? This is where inner focus is helping. Those can never flinch me. Yeah, I scrapped those videos so I could do Daily December. And to be fair, I don't think I want to do Daily December again. I will say, though, it has been incredibly successful. Like, it's brought a lot of new recurring viewers. The videos have been... I'd say the videos haven't been doing the best, but that's just because I'm releasing them so close to each other. Like, it'll just do that. Like, all those videos are going to have to compete with each other for views, which is never great. But in terms of, like, subscriber growth, view growth, and revenue growth, they're all in the green. Now, who will win this local tournament? A bunch of level 25 mons or a level 42 Umbreon? We'll see. And this isn't just a story thing. If you came back later and did the Driftveld tournament, your levels don't get scaled down. They really wanted to make sure you could win. Quite frankly, unless YouTube's kind of your full-time job, I don't really think it's worth it. Way too much work. I agree with that, Shadow. I don't want to do it again. Because here's the other thing. I had to stop making videos for 3 months just to prepare for Daily December. Like, think of the normal growth my channel could have had if I didn't stop for those 3 months. They do get scale 25 after the first? Oh. Never mind then. Shows you how much I played Driftveld tournament. Alright, guys. Well, I was gonna say, is Colress gonna have Sturdy on his Magneton? It doesn't matter. I'm not well, I might one-shot it with Dig. Alright, do you guys think this will have Sturdy? 50% chance whether it has Sturdy or not. It did. Okay, I'm paralyzed. I mean, at least we are extremely defensive. Like, defensive Umbreon with leftovers this early is kind of busted. This is the only Pokemon game where you can actually get leftovers reasonably before the league. The reason I say reasonably is because technically Fire Red and Leaf Green exist, but you have to catch 30 Pokemon. All the other games, leftovers are in the post-game. Alright, so... Okay, I'm going to make my vitamin a calcium. I don't have room for the others. Also, I'm still waiting for a solo run where the Rocky Helmet is actually useful. There is a Rocky Helmet here. In Gen 7, it's also not reasonable. It's a 1% pickup chance. Technically, There is actually a way to get it. I was actually looking up, John and I were discussing some things, and he brought up the whole thing with Munchlax, because I was telling him how you get leftovers in other games, and he was talking about how they're only in the post game, but then I'm like, but then he was like, oh, wait a minute, Munchlax, right? I'm like, oh yeah, those things have a guaranteed leftovers hold, at least from what I remember from BDSP. So we looked it up. Even in Gen 7, they're a 100% catch rate, and it is actually reasonably easy to get them. Basically south of Iki Town, you have to smash some boulders with Tauros, and there's a patch of grass there that has like a 10% chance of a Munchlax. It's kind of hard to catch, but if you are able to get it, it is a guaranteed leftovers. And I remember helping John with this because when he was doing a Crobat solo run, he had to grind on a bunch of wild. Okay, it's 5%. He had to grind on a bunch of Alolan Grimer for a 5% Black Sludge, and he would end up just cheating it in, but that's a lot better. It is 5% odds though, so you would only want to do it for runs where you absolutely need it. %, in the Ultra games, huh? Crobat was okay due to Thief, Bulbasaur was worse. Oh, okay. Oh, I remember one time during my Shining Pearl Nuzlocke, I actually found a Munchlax underground in one of those little wild things underground. I made sure not to encounter anything in that specific kind of zone so I could get that Munchlax, because I knew it was going to hold leftovers. And do you know what happened? The Munchlax used Fling and threw away the leftovers. And I looked it up. Once the leftovers were flung, you cannot catch it. Like, it just will not have leftovers. I was so mad. Yeah, the Reggies have probably one of my favorite legendary themes of all time. Psychic Gem. I don't think there'll ever be a run where the gems are useful, because they're not worth planning around, because there really isn't a consistent way of getting them. But yeah, in my Emerald videos, I always use the Reggie theme for Steven Stone. I know Scott uses the Groudon Kyogre theme, I use the Reggie theme. But in Ruby and Sapphire, I use the Champion theme. Might be useful for Marshall? Well, the problem is, though, I plan to use Psychic on his entire team. Yeah, there are some gems in the overworld, but most of them are not that consistent. They're effectively shadow banned in my runs. What do you mean by that? Like, you'll allow it if you find it, but you won't purposefully look for it? I mean, that does make sense, yeah. Alright, Shadow, you might want to look away. Cheater egg activated. Let's see, what level do I need for... Oh, minimum level of 43 with Skyla, but I need level 55 for Drayden, so yeah, we're gonna need this training. Do not use Return on that Litwick. Kinda, it's more like it's not an official rule. Oh, it's like one of those unwritten rules. I don't like using the bike. Dude, you will never learn unless you do it, okay? You gotta get this Van Man attitude out of your brain. You can get good. Like, fun fact, in Generation 1, I was the one who made Scott start using the bike in yellow. Because he was seeing my Porygon race results where I was using the bike. I was the only player using the bike at the time. I don't think Scott remembers it, but he brought it up in one of his videos once. What? Dude, stop using Pain Split. I don't need the bike, though, and it messed up with my bag management. Oh, right. I forgot you register bag menus to your Y button. I don't do that. I use that for the bike. Okay. Oh, hey, remember this nurse that had the fat fish? She doesn't have the fat fish anymore. She retired it. It probably ate itself to death. Had too many Remoraid's. Man, I like how there's a lot of trainers in here. It's such good XP. But I don't want to fight too many optional trainers if I can help it, because I still need to manage my EVs better. Like, I still need a buttload of attack. Registering the bag Y is so nice, though. You don't have to go in and out of the menu occasionally. I don't really have a problem doing that, though. You know, just remember, Shadow, in the new year, we gotta do more races, okay? There's probably another trio we could do in Black and White 1. Did you see the Mew race? Yes, I have. It's because you bump into walls. Burn. Thoughts on the race? I've already given my thoughts on it. The race was only fun for the first 4 days. Well, it was a 2-week race. It was good for the first 7 to 10 days. After that, it was not fun. I think if Scott ever does one of those races again, he should only make it 1 week. Because the final 4 days wasn't really much like finding routes. It was more like constantly grinding the Brock split. It just was not fun. Whoops. Future Paradox Swords of Justice? Would you have animated sprites, or would they have to be static? Dude, this is hard. Dude. There we go. You have to do that without bumping into walls, otherwise you have to fight a trainer. Alright, what's my moveset here? Attract, Flash, and Work Up. Attract, Flash, Work Up. I'll keep Feint Attack. I could commission my friend to do that. I would just need to give him a good amount of heads up. Oh, well, I'll let you know. Alright, I think just 2 flashes should be enough. I mean, I'm sure there's other races we could do, Shadow, but you just refuse to do Black and White 1 with non-Unova Pokemon. It just doesn't interest me. Dude, it's just a game, dude. Yeah, John, I've been telling people this for a while. That Mew race just broke people. It wasn't because, oh, some guy joined in and he's better than us, therefore I'm mad. I was never even in... I was maybe in at one point only in first for like a day. But it literally did break people, because all it resulted to was everybody just went to Exarian's strategy, and everyone was just trying to copy his run exactly. That's all it came down to. Honestly, I think the races would have been a lot more interesting if Scott had banned people from sharing strategies. Wait, why am I going this way? Dude, I'm getting games mixed up. Well, at least this is good XP. Well, Shadow, I would happily do Black 2 and White 2 streams with you. Even if it is in normal mode. To be fair, John, looking back at that, I don't think that was the right strategy. Because I thought it would save time, but it just made some fights more risky, and, it just meant I didn't have to buy escape ropes. Yeah, but Shadow, half of the people were being secretive on purpose. Like Ike the Killer was, for example. Like, they were being secretive on purpose just to get people stressed out over knowing if they're truly in first or not. Just... some people were secretive, some people were not, and whenever someone would come out with a first runtime and it was streamed, everyone goes rips off their ideas. Like, it's why you end up with the top results all using the same strategy. That's why I said the final 4 or 5 days of the race just weren't fun. It was just everyone trying to copy Exarian's route and just grind out Brock attempts. Against hiding times, that's just lame. Well, it's just the inconsistency. I think, like, well, the thing is, you can't force people to share times either. You just can't do that. Either that or, honestly, the best way to have races is the way that Scott's and Ike and I handle our crystal backports. You have to do the race live at the same time as everybody else, no practice ahead of time, 2 attempts, and you're done. Whoever has the fastest time at the end of the second run wins. I think that's truly the best way of doing it. I know Scott says he does plan on an 8-person solo run tournament with the top 8, and I'm at 5th, and I got 5th place. I think that's honestly the best way of handling it. Like, the crystal races are actually a lot of fun. Alright, I'm gonna reteach Dig in the place of Flash. Almost better have a race at the same time. Yeah, live races are far better. They're more fun, too. John, the problem is Shadow has already played Mew. And so have I. We both played Mew before. I played Mew for I think it was my 2000 sub special. Yeah, it was my 2000 sub special. And besides, John, didn't you see that guy in Scott's video that submitted a Gen 5 Mew run? You'll never guess who submitted that. Actually, I was the one who told Shadow to submit that as a joke and see if it would get accepted. Oh, it's a very interesting run, but the early game sucks. Shadow hates playing gimmick Pokemon. He says gimmick runs aren't that interesting. I'd play it at some point. I do somewhat agree with Shadow on this, because gimmick runs just end up playing the same no matter what. I think the interesting runs are like... Well, to be fair, I kind of do like gimmick Pokemons. Because I like runs that are bad because of their gimmick. I don't like Pokemon that are bad for the sake of being bad. Like, they were intentionally designed to be bad, with nothing interesting about them. Oh, Psychic. I still don't know what to do with, like, assist. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to backtrack for that. Okay. I'll have to backtrack for that unless I want a strength user. John, I don't think anyone would want to race you with Smeargle because you're going to end up doing the race in 3 parts. Okay, I will take it back. Pokemon with bad stats but good move pools are interesting to plan around. Pokemon with good stats but bad move pools are not. And honestly, the best kind of runs for, like, it's kind of... Oh, it's on the island? Oh. I'll be right back. I mixed up its black and white 1 and black 2 white 2 locations. I mean, John, the only person you could probably get to race with you is probably Salamence, because he's the only other person I know who does Gen 7. Even then, I'm pretty sure he plays the Ultra games. Hey, Shadow, when are you going to play Black 2 and White 2? Any day now? Alright, gotta talk to the sign. But I'm actually taking a week off of Christmas, so I actually do plan on doing 1 or 2 streams that week. Oh, the week off work? Nice. Tell me ahead of time what days you're doing those streams at what time. I'll try to show up. Alright, I don't know if I'm going to need them, but I'm just going to get these citrus berries just in case. Hey, Azumarill. That was rustling grass, by the way. Dude, Village Bridge always has so much stuff you could get. Okay, so right now, I can go get 100 special attack EVs. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and buy those vitamins right now. Alright, I think I need to go EV train and max out my attack as much as possible. Also, not all of Drayden's gym in this game give attack EVs. Actually, maybe they do? I don't think the trainers themselves have any non-Unova dragon types. How much special EVs? 100. Which was the minimum I needed, so that's why I prioritized calcium. No, John, I'm good. I don't need you for any, runs. Also, both of these trainers on each side, I believe, have, Fracture and Druddigan. So I'm gonna fight them both. Hold on, what do these next few trainers have? I believe it's Axew, Fracture, and Druddigan. Dude? Okay, that is stupid. Yeah, Drayden's gym trainers are pretty tough. Then again, they're going to give me the attack EVs. Wait, I just realized this white dragon here is actually holding a Pokeball. I had no idea. Dude, swagger. Okay, these things using substitute swagger strats is kind of evil. Dude, I'm at +6 attack. Also, I don't think I'm going to have enough EVs to max out my attack. Can someone add up these numbers for me? Hold on. 16 plus 30 plus 100 plus 11 plus 120. Yeah, the woman on the left has Rocky Helmet on that Druddigan, yes. Well, you know, I actually don't mind these blackouts because when you black out, you get to keep the EVs. Yeah, just the lady on the left has Rocky Helmet. The one on the right does not. The one on the right doesn't have Rough Skin Druddigan. The one on the left does. I don't think that's a Challenge Mode exclusive thing, because I think Challenge Mode only changes the Gym Leaders, Elite Four, and Champion teams. Like I said, I'm getting attack EVs every time I do this. So I actually don't mind. To be fair, I probably should have deposited... No, I can't deposit, because the next two trainers, they will not fight you unless you have 3 Pokemon. I think I'm going to do the rotation battle first. That way my HM users aren't dead for the triple battle. Because I actually do want to fight everybody in here for the attack. I mean, they are going to be gaining XP, but not much you can do about it. How many attack EVs did I gain from this? I went from 196 to 2... Okay, so I gained an entire protein from that fight. Dude. Alright, I'm going to add up these EVs really quick. Alright, 16 plus 30 plus 100 plus 11 plus 120. That is 277 EVs. So I am not going to have enough to max out attack, am I? I have 208 attack EVs right now. Alright, so there will be 25 attack EVs I will not have access to. So that means I'm only going to be able to get 227 attack EVs. Which is one away from another stat point. Dang. Oh well, I'm going to lose out on like 3 attack points. Did you know you can use Dragon Pulse to attack on the other side? I believe I did. Okay, where do I want to attack train, though? Because I don't want to go back to Gallon to get the attack really quick, because I'm going to be gaining speed EVs, and I don't want that. What's a good place to get some quick attack EVs? Wild, Lillipup, and Patra. You know what? I'm just going to go to the first route in the game. With the Macho Brace, like, I can only go up 227, so I just need to kill, like, 10 Pokemon, and I'll be maxed out on EVs. Purloin, that's speed. I don't want that. Yeah, I think the next route might be better. No, maybe Flockacy Ranch. Let's try out Flockacy Ranch. Because there's Lillipup in there, too. What is this? Pokeball. That's, HP. Riolu. I don't even know what Riolu give. I think it's attack. Oh, it 2 attack EVs. Nice. So 227 attack EVs is as high as I can go, which those 3 EVs are a waste. So technically, I should just stop at 224. All right, we're good. All right, we're good on EVs now. And to be fair, I think I can get away with no Lucky Egg anymore. Because I only need level 75 for the league. And we'll have access to, like, 10 rare candies. But I feel like, yeah, I could probably stop now. Alright, so I'm just going to hold leftovers the rest of the way. Riolu might be a 5% encounter, I don't know. Dude. Dude, why is this thing spamming Crunch? Dude, the AI in this weird is so off sometimes. Wait, 230? Oh. I guess I could have had a few more attack EVs than I thought. Probably not enough to go to 252, though. I think I could have gotten the maxed out attack EVs if I didn't get that special attack. I think if I had only bought like 3 calcium instead of 6, I could have had maximum attack. But, oh well. I don't think losing... Like, how many is it? I don't think losing like 6 attack points is probably worth it. You know, I don't know if memory is serving me false, but I remember inside one of these houses that gets frozen over, I know you can go back in the post-game when all the ice is gone. Apparently one of the people in that house has PTSD and trauma because of it, and they haven't recovered from it. But I swear there's an NPC like that. Alright, I'm going to save just in case. I mean, physical attackers don't really have a hard time with this guy. It's usually special attackers that do. Yeah, fun fact, after you defeat Zinzolin, your team gets auto-healed. These are the things you only ever find out with PokeLink. Well, if we're still keeping Faintac, might as well have it until the League for Chantal and Kaler is considered the option. I mean, what's my moveset going into the League? Attract, Work Up, Return, Dig. For Chantal, or not Chantal, for Caitlyn, I think I'm just spamming Return and Dig. I'm just holding on to Feint Attack for the sake of it. I will say, this Pokemon's actually making some pretty good progress. The question is it going to get under 2 hours? I don't know. Usually the 2 plasma sections combined take like 20 minutes. No, this isn't going to get under 20 minutes. Because remember, I'm also 2-shotting almost everything. Alright, so the Whale Lord does have Water Spout, so I probably should use a workup on it, but at the same time, I've got Bulk. I can handle it. Okay, I better kill that now. I am resetting that. Hey, who was it who said earlier, like, Synchronize would help with the Scald Master or something like that? What? Oh my god, dude, that was so dumb. Okay, I get a reset because of a burn, and another one because of a Scald crit. Oh yeah, and the Rain Dance makes Mantine outspeed because of Swift Swim. Uh-oh. Dude, even with Shell Smash, I still outspeed that thing. Okay, Marlin was surprisingly one of the more difficult gym leaders. Yeah, this thing might end up getting like a 220. I'll need some escape ropes for later, and I'm just going to buy the full restores ahead of time. Yeah, I mean, that's true. When I face Gallon, I'm just going to naturally get a lot of speed EVs. Among Us. Also, I actually have considered at one point making Terrakion the strength user because I thought that'd be so funny and cool. But no, Shadow's like, no, don't do that. Just use the Crustle because the Terrakion's 2 steps away. That's out of the way. I'm like, fine. Little pro tip. Let this girl go up and swim to you. That lets you skip another trainer. I mean, technically, no matter which way you go, you have to fight a trainer. You may as well make it this spinner, because who knows, you might end up encountering her anyway. It's fun to have Tracking use strength. It sure is, but Shadow Stitch had to ruin the fun and say, no, Tracking's out of the way, use Crustle. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and get this rare candy. 2 steps and a whole cinematic. Oh, dude, I actually can't get the rare candy unless I get Crustle first. What is that thing holding? Oh, is that Crustle guaranteed to hold a Heartstone? Or was that just pure luck? Because if that's a guaranteed Heartstone, I could use that for runs in the future. It's a 5. So you're literally saying I got the 5% Heartstone. That's pretty funny. I remember a black and white run I did for Daily December. It was one of those random runs. Nose Pass. I remember I caught 3 Roggenrola to like fill up my party. And one of them actually had the Heartstone, which was pretty cool. I think it helped somewhat. You just got lucky. Sure did. Dude, you know things are going bad when the rival loses Emboar, because the rest of his Pokemon just suck. They just suck really bad. You also buy a pseudo Heartstone for 10 grand. That is true, yeah, the incense. First try. You could fling Heartstone, yeah. But it'd be better to just fling a fossil. It's kind of out of the way, because the Relic Castle is optional in this game. But it's an option. But I think there's someone who gives you the Iron Ball. I've never had to use Fling in this game just yet. I do know there's a guaranteed hardstone inside the relic passage. I would only ever go inside the relic passage for a rare candy. There's a rare candy there. It's kind of out of the way. Oh, that was fun. How many candies do I have? I have 5. Okay. To be honest, do I really need to backtrack for any candies? I don't think so, because there's 2 rare candies inside Victory Road that are pretty easy to get. And I have 5 right now, so in order to get level 74 for the League, I would need 67, I think? Yeah, 67 plus 7, that's 74. Plus 1 among the Elite 4 members, that's 1, so that's 75. Yeah, I don't think I need to get any more rare candies besides the 2 in Victory Road. Actually, wait, no. There's 1 on Route 23. If I could get the Route 23 one and 1 of the Victory Road candies. Yeah, I don't need to... I was right after Drayden to not use Lucky Egg anymore. Yeah, it's got consistency going for it, but that's 100% because of early leftovers. If this, I mean, to be fair, if this thing didn't get early leftovers, I'd probably be holding Quick Claw. Or a bunch of those citrus berries. Honestly, those citrus berries were kind of a waste of time. I think citrus berries are only worth it if you, like, need very quick healing. Not, like, passive healing. Alright, so right here, I would like to do Resto Chesto, but you don't get Chesto berries for free in this game, so I'll just keep leftovers. I don't need Feint Attack anymore, do I? No, I would still like that. Well, you know what? No, I don't need Feint Attack anymore. Get rid of it. The reason I don't need it anymore is because I can just use Dig on the Cofagrigus. I'll just set up on it and then use Rest once I finish. Alright, Colress. Volt Switch, that's interesting. That thing just blew up. Dude, that explosion did less damage. His Kling Klang's pretty bad. Yeah, this is why Rest is a super valuable move for Colress. I mean, then again, slow but consistent is kind of Umbreon's entire shtick. Like, when it comes to solo runs like this. When you use it on a team, though, you're meant to use moves like Toxic, probably set up some screens. Oh, wait, this thing can't learn screens. You're mainly meant to use, like, Toxic and Confuse Ray. Like, it's meant to be a stall fest. You saw nothing? I totally did not use Return on a Ghost type. Nope. You're all seeing things. You saw nothing. Foul play is nice. What's foul play do again? I don't see it on this thing's level up or TM set. Maybe it's not a Gen 5 move or it's an egg move, but what's foul play do? Oh, break time. The tutor? Ah, okay. If Dark Pulse wasn't so expensive, I would have considered it. But to be fair, even though this thing is a dark type, it mostly has to rely on non-stab moves. Dude, even since Gen 2, its stab dark options are so bad. It does damage using your opponent's attack stat. Oh, okay. That's pretty interesting, actually. I mean, most Pokemon have a better attacking stat than Umbreon. Alright, level 66. Nice. Alright, so the plan here is just to set up some workups. Alright, I need to use dig on it, so probably +4. Also, here's the thing. You might be worried, wait, won't he just use protect while you're underground? Getsus is not smart enough to know that. Yeah, see? He's not smart enough to do that for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe Shadow can explain why, but this is in Black and White 1 as well. Dig is a fine move to use on Coffagrigus. But I know in, like, other games, if you try to use Protect, like, Dig or Fly, they will go for Protect. Like, something is weird about either his AI or this game in general. I don't understand. Gen 5 AI is overall dumber than Gen 5's or Gen 4's. Dude, I think it's dumber than Gen 2. Because in Generation 2, it does that. Like, when you fight Koga's Fortress, it will always use Protect when you're underground. Basically, Protect's AI gives it a +1 every other turn, more or less. So whether it's using Dig or not does not influence it at all. That is just dumb. The overall gist? Oh, okay. Hey, Shadow, look at this. You actually get Waterfall at a reasonable time. Yeah, I definitely overestimated Umbreon. Like, setup can only take you so far. I mean, this thing is consistent, at least. Mid badge check. Shadow, the one in Black and White 1 takes like a minute to get through. It's so slow. Like, you can mix cool cutscene with not taking forever. Besides, I know you're doing that to rage bait me, and I fell for it. You've got to be fucking kidding. Well, I fucked up. Oh god, this is gonna be a long blackout. Well, maybe not that bad. Well, this is why I'm glad I went in there and forgot to withdraw my HM users. Whoops. That was embarrassing. You know what? Yep, gotta use Snarl right now. You know, that's not the first time I've had to reset on a Drift Blimp because I lacked coverage. That's happened to me in Platinum before. I just missed Snarl. So far my accuracy with it is 66.7%. Dang. No. Oh. I better be careful here. Also, I need to look up the speed of that Crobat. Because I get the feeling this person has the fastest Pokemon in the game. Let's see, I have 134 speed. It outspeeds, okay. The fastest thing in the league is 139 speed. So I get the feeling she has the fastest Pokemon in the game. Okay, how many candies do I have? I should have 6 candies, right? 6 candies. Okay, so in order to get 74... Oh, I can already get 74. Yeah, 68 plus 6 is 74. So if I can just get 69, that'll get me 75. You know what? Yeah, I'm good. Hey, Durant, I played a run with you earlier. Also, one thing I will say, it is insane how by level up that thing gets so many 80 power moves. Hey, Shadow, your favorite Pokemon right here. 157 speed. Oh yeah, that is the fastest Pokemon in the game. But since I don't have as much XP as I would, or attack EVs as I would like, I think I should still get this candy. It's the third fastest? What's the fastest in the game? I'm gonna go ahead and get that other candy too. Dang it. The light part due to unburden. Okay, you know what? By that logic, you could say the... What the... Dude. By that logic, you may as well say the fastest Pokemon is Chandelure. Like, I mean, I get what you're saying, yes. Oh my god. Knock that off. Stop using Storm Throw. Fun fact, between Black 2 and White 2, the path you take through Victory Road is completely different. You know, Shadow, it'd be really funny if you decided to take, like, if you decided to do the whole 2 different games approach with this, you'd have to memorize 2 different Victory Roads and 2 different Reversal Mountains. And I'm paralyzed. Oh my god, dude, you sack of shit. Dude, I'm getting paralyzed so many times. Okay, that is so stupid. You guys saw that, right? Did you see how many times I was paralyzed? That is actually insane. I swore I got paralyzed like 7 out of 9 turns. Like, I barely got to move. So stupid. Damn it. Wait, the Shadow Trio with the Excelgor? Dang. I guess it just shows you the Elite Four does not have great speed stats. Dude, if this were normal mode... I mean, they have the same stats as challenge mode and easy mode. Yeah, if we weren't counting challenge mode with the unburdened normal gem, Lipard, or the choice scarf, Chandelure, the fastest Pokemon in the game would be that Excelgor. Just a completely random Excelgor. Oh my god. Okay, this blackout cost me a lot of time. Hey, Heatmore, you suck. So bad. Honestly, Heatmore really needed a Mega Form. Like the only way that would have made it good. You're using something that in this context is worse? What do you mean, like my ability? And I'm paralyzed again. That is why I saved. There's, like, why do these veterans just have to be the hardest trainers in the game? Umbreon being worse than Heatmore. You know, I will admit, I think Umbreon is worse than Heatmore. We'll have to see it on the leaderboard. Oh wait, Heatmore got a time of 2:11 with 24 resets. Okay, okay, yeah, Umbreon's worse. I hate to admit that, but it is. Seriously though, why do these two trainers have to be the toughest trainers in the game? Like, Black 2 and White 2 introduced that whole thing where they put a bunch of veterans at the end of it, and they just have, like, some of the best Pokemon in the game. Like Swagbear, for example. Or like in X and Y, there's a gauntlet of 3 or 4 veteran trainers, and they're pretty much harder than the entire Elite Four. Which I get for Kalos isn't saying much, but still. And another example I can think of is in Gen 7. This is the Ultra games only, because regular Sun and Moon doesn't have trainers in Mount Lanikia, which is essentially that game's Victory Road. There's a bunch of trainers in there. I'm sure that one has a bunch of veterans at the end, but I know in the Pawnee Canyon, there's a gauntlet of 3 veterans, and I know one of them has 4 or 5 Pokemon. Well, I ended up at a higher level than I needed to be. There's 2 mandatory battles in Mount Lanikia. Oh, so it's probably not as many as I thought. I haven't played those games in many years. Well, at least I'm a higher level than planned. But to be fair, I think the higher level should be better. Tract workup, return dig. Yeah, this right here is the only moveset I need. Alright, let's do this. Well, here's the thing, N1. The Gigalith Veteran's optional. If he was mandatory, then there's an argument. Hey, Shadow Stitch, question for you. I just learned, recently that Duosion and Reuniclus have the exact same special attack, but I don't know what their other stats are. So tell me, do you think Duosion with Eviolite would perform better in a solo run than Reuniclus if you weren't allowed to evolve? Okay, I need, well, I think 3 workups. Hey, don't use my own strats against me. It doesn't really have enough bulk, really, even with Eviolite. The hardest trainer is the Gyarados Veteran in Challenger's Cave. But why would you ever go in Challenger's Cave? Why? I feel like that shouldn't really count. Eviolite doesn't give HP. True, but from what I've noticed with damage calculations, the defense stat tends to be more important than the HP stat. It's always more important to have a mix of both, though. Okay. So, Chantal, I need Snarl in the place of Dig. Oh, Rossberry. Hold on. Good thing I fought that trainer. Okay, so the tough thing with Chantal is I need to use 2 workups. But theoretically, since I'm a higher level, because I only planned for 74, maybe 1 will be enough. Let me try 1. Alright, it looks like, oh, Jellison's gonna be last. That's good. There's no risk of Cursed Body. Oh, wait, that's only in Black and White 1. Never mind, I'm stupid. She only has that in Black and White 1. She doesn't have that in the sequels. Alright, so here is the 1 use for Psychic. And Twisted Spoon. Well, I wasn't going to use the gem anyway. That was only going to work once. Alright, so you know what? I think I might be able to afford the speed drop. Oh. It never used it. Also, I'm going to have to sprinkle in some returns. Because I only have 3 psychics. Yeah, I should have used the ether, I know. I had a feeling that would happen. Dude, I hate how Gen 5 does that. It's so annoying. Like, Gen 5 is the only generation where when you teach a TM, it doesn't replenish the PP. Gen 6 literally reversed that. I don't need Dig for this fight. Oh. Oh, I did. Oh well. I probably do need it. Yep, my bad. Okay. Yeah, it's literally in my notes to use Dig. Okay, so it looks like I can't afford the -1. Still, even at this higher level. So I will need to use Attract. And just reset if I get a speed drop. Oh, I'm absolutely stupid. Well, that works. Dude, fucking crit. I was probably dead anyway. And I don't think leftovers are going to matter here. Thing is, I just can't get hit with a speed drop, and I don't have access to substitute. Dude, stop using Attract, you dumb fuck, dude. What is wrong with me? Okay, I know what to do. Flash. Dude, if I had access to substitute, this Pokemon would be so broken. Like, not broken. This thing would be the most consistent Pokemon of all time. Okay, Flash. One workup. Reset. Okay, Flash. Reset. Remember, this is before Rock Tomb got buffed. So that's an 80% accurate Rock Tomb. I mean, Flash will bring Bulldoze to 75% accurate, and Rock Tomb will be lower than that. Dude, come on. There we go. Yeah, this is literally just how Umbreon has to play the game. It has to just go on the defensive to be able to set up. Whoops. Alright, Iris. Attract, workup, dig, return with leftovers. Hold on. I'm not sure if Attract is the right play for Hydreigon. I think Flash might be better. Okay. Alright, I need return back. Alright, so I need leftovers. Max Elixir. No, I'm not gonna use Attract. I'm actually gonna use Flash on the Hydreigon. Because I'm worried about a 70% move. I think Flash is the better strat. And if it is, then I think female Umbreon would have been better. Because I could have used Attract strategies for Marshall instead. Well, I don't think it would make much of a difference. Dude, you bitch. That was a crit. No, Attract would have been the better strat for Marshall, because instead of Flash making it like a 25% chance to miss Bulldoze, it becomes a 50-50. Okay, how many? I think 3 workups. My god, Iris, stop critting me. She is a crit machine. Forgot she got that over Charge Beam in Challenge mode. Oh, Focus Blast? Ah. Oh my god. Dude, is she from Gen 1? Why is she getting that many crits? There. I reset my RNG seed a little bit. I advanced the RNG. What makes it even worse is she's critting me with Focus Blast. Okay, 2 flashes should be enough. There we go. Dragon Dance. Yep. Aggron. Dig. Alright, this is going to be a 2-shot with return. That's fine. Defeatist. 223.56. 15 resets, 9 blackouts, level 83. Yeah, Flash was the way superior strat to Iris. I would have won first try if she wasn't getting so many freaking crits. It was kind of insane. But since Attract wasn't really needed for Iris... Wait, hold on. I technically did use Attract for Swoobat, but for Swoobat on Skyla's team, but now that I'm looking back at this run, I think just straight up Flash was better. Like, it might actually be better to run a male, because getting hit by the Swoobat while setting up isn't a big deal. Getting hit by Marshall's throw with either Bulldoze or Rock Tomb is literally the difference between life and death. Because if we get 1 speed drop, we're dead. So using Attract to make it a 50-50 chance, instead of using Flash to bring Bulldoze to a 75% accurate move and Rock Tomb to, like, I don't know, 68 or something, Attract would be far better on him. Yeah, honestly, I feel like for Generation 5, Flash is a pretty underrated move. I feel like not many people use it because people think like, oh, it's an HM or oh, it's 70% accurate, but it's none of those anymore. It's 100%. It's basically a clone of Sand Attack. But it's a TM. You can teach it whenever you want. Which is actually pretty fascinating. I just hope more people start using it. But I'm sure Shadow won't because he thinks it's lame. Alright, let's go ahead and put this on the leaderboard. Alright, level 83. 15 resets. 6. Game time of 6 hours and 23. I don't necessarily think it's lame, I just think there's usually a better option. I mean, that's true, but you gotta admit, though, like, for that High Dragon specifically, spamming an inaccurate move, it ended up being pretty good. Or, like, what about Caitlyn in Black and White 1? She loves spamming Thunder and Focus Blast. So, theoretically, if Attract won't work out, you can use Flash. Like, if you need to be a male Pokemon for a different trainer, or female, whatever it is, you could have Flash specifically for Ryu Nicholas. Just an idea for that you could think of. Anyway, if we take a look at the leaderboard here, we got 21st place overall. This thing did worse than Lilligant. And Lilligant had Quiver Dance, which is insane. To be fair, Lilligant is not a good Pokemon. Whimsicott is honestly a better Pokemon in this game, just because it gets better move coverage. I mean, yes, it doesn't get Quiver Dance, but Lilligant gets, like... Oh, that's another good point, Salamence. It works on Generalist Pokemon, too. It's just basically a Sand Attack you can teach whenever you want. Like, I'm not saying it's a God-tier move, like Curse and Crystal. I just think it's an underrated move, because hardly anyone thinks of it as a good option. Like, I understand people in Gen 4 not thinking of it as a good option, because it's... Wait, was it Gen 4 that made it 100% accurate? Might have been Gen 4. But the thing is with Flash in Gen 4, it's a one-time use thing, which is kind of a disincentive. But I think with reusable TMs, Flash should be considered at sometimes. But yeah, anyway, Umbreon, rough. I think if both of these two got re-ranks, I think Lilligant would have done so much better. Well, not so much better. Umbreon would have done so much better. I think Umbreon, could it have the potential to be Heatmore? Probably not. I think it could beat Reuniclus, though. You can buy Flash TMs? I guess that's true. You know what's funny, John? You're the first person to say GG after that win. Usually somebody says it. But anyway, yeah, thank you all for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Hopefully there won't be more power outages. But yeah, the next stream will be tomorrow like usual. And there's a chance on Sunday I won't be able to stream because the giant windstorm power outages messed up my schedule for that day. And I was supposed to drop off some presents to a family member an hour away. I'm going to have to do that on Sunday after work. So there won't be a stream that day. So sorry about that.